And this is in regards to another boilerplate contract they're putting out that everybody's going to be required to use. And I brought a copy of this for your information. It gives you the contact point with the NDOT legal department and also the Seymour office. If you have any specific questions, you have issues, or you can contact NDOT legal. I did have a brief conversation with them today. The parts that you had the questions about, they do not allow changes. That's part of a federal law, and it has to be as stated. Just a little information. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Next on the agenda is Darren Burkhart. Okay.
So, I got two things tonight. One will cover the status report, and also the other is a change order number 6 on the wastewater treatment plant. Do you guys have copies of that? Okay. We'll go through the status report real quickly. We are slowly dwindling down projects. We're down to 3 now. The first one being the wastewater treatment plant improvements. Current payout to date on the project is $17,136,936 of a total contract of over $19 million, so we're getting close on that as well. In the last month, most of the work has been associated with the Headworks building. They have masonry walls have been placed. They've also placed the precast roof panels. They're beginning to put the brick on as we speak. There's been some work done on some of the tanks associated with that structure as well. Electrical work continues out throughout the site. Also, work has been done on the troughs at the primary clarifier. The concrete work left to do there is on the spin box, and once that's complete, they'll be setting the equipment for that as well, probably next month. The other big item that was completed this last month is the upper structure for the sludge storage building. If you ever get down there, it looks like a very large pole barn type construction. It was installed during this last month. It's a pretty nice looking structure for what it will be used for. So, the other thing we are working on developing the last pieces of the punch list items for phase 1. The contractor has ordered the materials for the knife gate so that we can automate that in the near future. That's got about a 2-month lead time only on delivery of the materials. And then the other item on wastewater is the changeover we'll do next. The other project is the water treatment plant project. We're at total payout to date on that is around $5,561,393. For the most part, the work is complete. The punch list items are being developed. The last item, the last big work to be done is the INC, or the instrumentation control. The contractor is scheduled to have their work complete by Wednesday of this week. Our guys are going to come down and do a punch list Wednesday and Thursday of this week, and hopefully at the next water board meeting, which I believe is the 16th, we'll have a substantial completion documents and a punch list there for that. So that's getting real close to being complete as well. So.
Aaron, how much do you think it's going to go with the original bid amount?
The original bid amount on the water plant was you can see it right there. It's $5,558,704. We've had change orders to date of $102,421. I don't anticipate any large change orders coming forth. In fact, I don't know of any at this point. I can't remember of anything that's outstanding on that as well. So that is well within our contingency that we had, our construction contingency. So that's going to come in pretty under that. So I think we had, I want to say we had close to $300,000 for contingency for change orders. So we're in good shape on that project. In fact, I think we may have one change order, maybe a deduct, because we had some allowances for some work at Plant 2 that we decided not to do. So I think on that project we're pretty good. The last one is the raw water line. We're still working on the easements. I did meet with Andy today. Same song and dance. I know. We're having Andy's having a little trouble working through it. We're looking at deeds that are dated 1895. So trying to, and it looks like we're going to have to. I think we probably ought to schedule something later this week to kind of go through our options at this point. It's dealing with the railroad, and I really want to avoid the railroad if possible. So we probably ought to sit down. I met with Andy this morning. So
the abandoned railway.
it's not technically abandoned. There's no rail track there, but the railroad still, to our best of our knowledge. So, with that in mind, the problem will be is that the railroad company probably doesn't know they own it, and getting them to sign off on something will probably could be a potential several months ordeal. It might be quicker to just avoid it. We can discuss it's down there in that one little area there where you have to 150 makes the jobs. Any questions on the stats? Now we'll move on to the change order. This is change order number 6. The amount is $58,796, which will increase the total to $19,239,965. From construction allowance, our allowance would take the project up to $19,300,000. So we're real close to our allowance on this project. This project also increases the construction time at 30 days to November 17th, 2009. A couple other, there are 5 items. Item number 1 was for some additional rock excavation into new headworks. This is area that was underneath the existing plant number 1, so we cannot do soil borings through the existing tanks. And once we demoed those tanks, we discovered there was rock. So evidently they put those tanks right on top of the rocks. They didn't have to excavate that. So we had some additional rock for that. That was done. We had an allowance in there for the contract price. It was done at that unit price of $50 per cubic yard for 600 cubic yards of rock. The second item is for some hard packed grit. Again, we had an allowance in the original contract. If you remember back, when the original contract came in over the estimate, we did a value engineering and deleted several items, the main one being the new lab and administration building. We also pretty much deleted the allowances that we had built in with the idea that if we have them, if we don't have to use them, we don't have to use them. We'll say that we do, we'll have to come back and change order those back in. In this case, of the hard pack grit, that's one of those items that was originally allowed for. We took it out in the value engineering, and then we ended up having to have some of that back. So, item 3 was some additional grading supports and new headworks. This is for $1,666. During the shop drawing review of the grading, the manufacturer recommended some additional supports to support the spans. Item number 4 for $440. We had to change out some exit lights due to some classification of the area they were being installed in. What was specified, manufacturer would not warrant that condition of that environment, so we had to change that out. Item number 5 is for some panel substitution. This is probably appropriate given the events the last couple of weeks. They have some storefront walls, which are basically large windows that allow if the large equipment, because the equipment is so large in the belt press building that if we had to move it and replace it, you have to leave a large opening in the wall so that you can get it in and out. So what you do is you put in these storefront windows, which have removable glass panels and framework.